It is my opinion, and when I give my opinion, please never accept it. Never accept my opinion unless you are convinced that it is correct. It is my opinion that Dajjal is the mastermind who now corrupted this movement of dissent, this movement against counter-revolution. When Imam al-Mahdi comes, of course, then everything is going to be cleared up. And there will be no misunderstandings anymore. So when we speak of the Shia, the Sunni, this is what we're talking about, this doctrinal division. If this speaker is correct, that the mastermind who took them for a ride was Dajjal, we now must ask the question, why did he do it? What is his scheme? What is his plan? And my answer is that his ultimate plan is to use this division in the Ummah to his advantage in Akhirul Zaman, and that his plan is about to unfold. In fact, it is already unfolding. That his plan is to bring about civil war between Shia and Sunni. That's his plan. The Sunnis may not be aware of it, the Shia may not be aware of it, but I am aware of it. Why does he want to bring about civil war? When I give opinion, I can be wrong, you know that. In order for Israel to rule the world, Israel has to rule over the Arabs. Israel has to impose its political and economic dominion over the Arabs as a preliminary to ruling over the world. Secondly, Israel has to impose her political and economic dominion over the Muslims, the entire world of Islam. And so Israel will have to wage war. We know for certain that one of the wars that Israel is going to wage is on Egypt. And so when the attack comes on Egypt, Egypt doesn't have a chance now. Because Israel will attack from the east, and NATO will attack from the west, and Egypt will be sandwiched in between. We know that's coming. We know that Israel wants to destroy Pakistan's nuclear plants and nuclear weapons and break up Pakistan. We know that. We know that Israel wants to attack Syria, bring about regime change in Syria so that Syria could become another Libya. It is in this scenario that we now want to introduce how Dajjal is going to exploit the Sunni Shia division to his advantage in Akhirul Zaman. The answer is, he wants to provoke Sunni Shia civil war. That's what he wants to provoke. If he can succeed in provoking Sunni Shia civil war in the world of Islam, what would be the benefit for him and for the Zionists? Number one, Islam is going to look terrible before the entire world on the stage of the world. Number two, Dajjal will consider it advantageous to provoke a Sunni Shia war, because such a war will weaken both the Sunni and the Shia. At a time when Sunni and Shia should be trying to build maximum strength and power to resist Israel and to resist the Zionists. Thirdly, Sunni-Shia civil war is going to break up Pakistan. There's no way that Pakistan can survive. But if they succeed in provoking Shia-Sunni civil war in the world of Islam, goodbye Pakistan. But there's a fourth reason why Dajjal would like to provoke Sunni-Shia civil war. I'm going to restrict myself to these four reasons. Iran is the Shia country par excellence. For 25 years ago, Iran experienced a spectacular Islamic revolution. I am a student of international relations, and in the language, in the terminology of international relations, we say that that Islamic revolution in Iran was anti-systemic. And so the Zionists were very angry with the revolution in Iran. It not only threatened the Zionists, it also threatened the family kings and royal houses. Because the Islamic revolution in Iran denounced monarchies among the Arabs, denounced it. The Islamic revolution in Iran also had problems for the Soviet Union, who felt threatened. And as a consequence of the revolution in Iran, the Soviet Union intervened in Afghanistan in December 1979, if I am not wrong. The revolution in Iran has produced a government which has consistently for these last 25 years opposed the Zionists. That's not what they want. Dajjal doesn't want that. Sunni-Shia civil war in Islam, in my opinion, is going to facilitate the effort for regime change in Iran. And so that a regime in Iran which is standing up against Israel and standing up against all the clients of Israel in Saudi Arabia and Qatar and what have you, would be removed. And a new regime would come which will be more authentically Shia, sectarian Shia, and with which Israel might be able to make a deal. That is the biggest advantage of all.